All right, so today I'm going to talk about Ollie Holman, the fraudster who's 21 years old that got caught and sentenced to 7 years the other day. A lot of you guys have been requesting a breakdown of this from me. We're going to read through what the CPS said about this case, and we're going to talk about it right now. So give the video a like, guys. Thank you very much. Now, it says a uni student who sold more than 1,000 phishing kits, which were used to defraud victims of millions of pounds, has today been jailed. Ollie admitted to selling phishing kits, which contain fraudulent web pages designed to look genuine to dupe victims into filling in their own personal and financial information. Now, for you guys that don't know, phishing is when you send out like a bunch of emails. People don't really do emails anymore because emails are dead and they get flagged up by a lot of email providers. So it's mostly through text messages, but networks are getting more privy to this as well. Oh, he's from West London and he previously pleaded guilty to 7 counts, including encouraging or assisting the commission of an offence, making or supplying articles for use in fraud, and transferring, acquiring and possessing criminal property. Now, you can only be convicted of making or supplying articles for use in fraud if they can prove that you knew they were going to be used for fraud to take place. So you just making a bunch of copies of Barclays website and then finding it, they're not able to charge you with anything unless they're able to prove that you intend or know that it's going to be used for fraud. He was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment on the 23rd of July 2025, and he was given a serious crime prevention order following an application from the prosecution. Now, when you get convicted of fraud, afterwards, they keep you off the internet. Like, you're not allowed to own a mobile phone for like 5 years. You're not allowed to access the internet by yourself. Like, there's going to be a whole bunch of restrictions when he gets out. And also another reason why they push for this is because he was arrested in 2023 at his uni accommodation. They searched it and they seized his devices. And after his initial arrest, he continued to use his Telegram channel to provide support and maintenance of phishing kits until he was arrested again at his home address on the 20th of May 2024 with further devices seized. Now, don't shit where you sleep. I think that's the saying. That's rule number 1, bro. How are they finding devices with enough information for them to build a case on you and convict you? That's come on, man. The defendant was responsible for the creation and supply of over 1,000 phishing kits, which targeted 69 financial institutions and large organizations, including charities, in 24 countries, and resulted in estimated losses of at least £100 million globally. Good thing they said at least, because if they estimate it's 100 million, it's probably more like 400 million. These kits contained a phishing web page which was designed to look real. Now, there are levels to this stuff, guys, right? I know there are levels to this stuff, but creating a website is not that difficult, like duplicating a website. Obviously, making sure the T's and the lines are dotted, I think that's what they say, is not easy and you need some skill to do that. But any website you go on, you can look at the code. You can see the code for every single website that you go on, bro. Like if I left click here, click inspect, boom, I got the code for all of that. Like you can access the code on any HTML website. The hard part, I believe, is studying how the website works, like mimicking the actions of the website. That is the part that takes a little bit more technical knowledge, but copying what the website looks like, bro, anyone can do that in 5 seconds. These fraudulent web pages had built-in scripts to enable the harvesting of information entered, including account login details and bank details. Okay, now that makes sense as to why it says 2 counts of making or supplying articles for use in fraud. So they got him for, making the website templates, which is 1, and they also probably got him for the scripts. I initially thought the 2 counts were for it was for making the websites and for hosting the websites, because average Joe doesn't know how to host a website anonymously. But I don't know if because there's a few ways it could have gone. There's one where you're live, where you can run a script for a bot that will take the information being entered on the website as it's being entered, and in the background on its own website, and the bot manages to capture the person's IP address and use an IP address in the location to lower the chances of it being detected, and it will live-o enter into the bank account while the person's entering, because it will ask you for a phone verification text. Depending on the bank, they would know which bank to target and they'll know how to best, carry out the operation. So the victim will think that they're logging into their Barclays from whatever text they've received, when in reality, they're just on a Bugs website and there's a bot in the background actually logging in using the information that they're inputting. That one's a little bit more complex, but most likely what happened here, because they talk more about, details. So they would have a script on the website that will automatically send any information entered into the website to Telegram. And that one's looking more likely here. And I don't know if that script, like possessing a script that directs the information coming from the website straight to Telegram is enough to add another count, or if it's the hosting the website anonymously. I don't know. And where they got him is the Telegram messages, because it says he distributed these phishing pages on Telegram and he offered his services and advice and technical support to others intent on committing fraud. So he's kind of saying, welcome, come on, I'll tell you how to do this, I'll teach you. Now with Telegram, there are two ways they could access your messages on Telegram, but the easiest way that police are able to access your messages on Telegram is when you do device to device, because people think that's the safest way to do it. But once the police get that device, they can extract a lot of stuff from your phone and they can extract Telegram messages. We've seen it with TR Trizzy. Same thing happened to him. They've got him on a charge of transferring criminal property. They've got him on 1 count of acquiring criminal property, and they've got 2 counts of possessing criminal property. And the prosecution team, working closely with City of London police and international partners, was able to build a strong case with clear, compelling evidence, resulting in the defendant's guilty pleas. Now, for him to have pled guilty, that means they must have really got him. And from the way it looks and the way it sounds like he got complacent and wasn't doing what needed to be done, because how are they finding devices in your accommodation, bro? Like, how is that? Shouldn't be happening, first of all. But at the same time, you shouldn't be doing fraud, my guy, and that's rich coming from me, even though everything I say is entertainment purposes, guys. Following his sentence, the CPS crime division will be taking Holman back to court to pursue confiscation proceedings against the defendant to recover his ill-gotten gains. Now it doesn't say it here, but I read somewhere that they estimate that he made about £300,000. That's what they can see, I'm guessing. That's what they've been able to trace. What I think they could have done is they could have acted like they wanted to buy one of his phishing kits and got the wallet that he sent them to pay him, and looked at the wallet, because everything in crypto is public unless it's Monero. Everything is on the blockchain, all right? Here it says, Holman acted with greed and profited handsomely from this illegal enterprise, funding his own lavish lifestyle at the expense of countless individuals and businesses who suffered devastating financial losses and emotional harm. And me, the idiot I used to be, I used to say, oh, fraud is a victimless crime, this, that. No, it's not, bro. Because most people will never talk about fraud because it's embarrassing. And a lot of people go through financial hardship. That might be their last. And they're waiting for the bank to do their investigation. And with a lot of these type of scams, with the bot that logs in while you're typing in your details and typing in your OTP code, that's different. That might be a little bit different. There's a chance you might get your money back because that's a sophisticated scam. But the ones where somebody's calling you through a Telegram bot and it's lagging, all right, like, you ain't getting your bread back, because you shouldn't have fallen for that. Because banks, in all their text messages, they say, do not tell anyone, we will not ask for this, we will not ask for that. They tell you these things. So they're getting a bit more harsh with that stuff now. But the UK is trying to crack down on fraud. The reason they've done this is because they're trying to target the people that they think are distributing it. Because, hey, my people, Chung Lee asked if you could give the video a like. It'd be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. W's in the chat. Like the video now, please. Cheers. If you're enjoying it, just like it. Takes no time. Thank you. Like it. The average person doesn't know how to anonymously host a website. Average person doesn't know how to completely copy a Barclays login, Santander login, Amazon login website page, and have it harvest the data and send it directly to Telegram. Most people, including myself, don't know how to do that. So they're trying to attack the source, the people who are enabling the fraudsters. That's who they're trying to get, because this isn't the first case that they've done. Zach Coyne, a man responsible for running a global phishing service used by scammers to trick people into handing over their details, has been jailed. He used his technical expertise to facilitate extensive fraudulent conduct worldwide by creating and running a subscription-based service for fraudsters on a website called LabHost. He pleaded guilty to making or supplying articles for use in fraud, encouraging or assisting the commission of an offense, and transferring criminal property. He was sentenced to 8.5 years, and they've thrown the same 100 million number with him. They don't know, bro. And Zach did pretty much the same thing. It operated globally for a substantial monthly membership fee. The website would provide its subscribers with access to phishing pages to defraud victims. The pages looked real, major banking, government, and commercial websites, but were fake. LabHost services facilitated APP fraud, where the subscriber could secure sufficient information to persuade a victim to transfer their money to accounts under the fraudster's control. Spoofing, in other words. He also offered them technical support, and here they called him a mastermind. That's what they want. They want the people responsible. That's who they want to go for. But these are guys who are responsible for, not just fraud in the UK, but fraud in loads of countries around Europe, like to Australia, like a bunch of places. So they're collaborating with international agencies as well. They want this guy. They're like, who's doing this? Like, let's find who's doing this. And they want to get these guys. Because look at this, facilitated by Europol, the CPS, and the Metropolitan Police Service liaise with international partners in Canada, America, Ireland, Estonia, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Finland, Holland, New Zealand, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Spain, Sweden, Czech Republic. Like, bro, it's peak. Oh, man. Commercially banker, though, man. Czech Republic, commercially banker. I know what it was on in freaking Czech Republic, bro. But they arrested him at Manchester airport because obviously he's living life. They say he received $230,000 in cryptocurrency. This money was laundered, moved between different cryptocurrency accounts, transferred to his personal bank accounts, and converted into cash by a third-party individual. And here is a photo of the video where they arrested him at Manchester airport. They got him, and he's probably thinking, nah, no way, no way. Even with Ollie, I guarantee you, Ollie, when he first got arrested, he's thinking, bruv, this is fine. Like, because a lot of these fraud cases, they'll seize your device and stuff, but they'll give you no further action. But they came for him again. They must have had some new evidence or found a trend, found some similarities, because that's what they do. You saw with TR Trizzy's case that they were looking at his Telegram names and they were linking them with the websites. He might have hosted it a certain way. We don't know if he was, because with the hosting, the websites, there are people who would host them in like places like Russia, even China I've seen before, Eastern European countries. They'll host the websites there. But the problem is that once you send out text, let's say you send out 10,000 texts with that link, you can get the padlock, the certificate easily, make it look legit. It'll take longer to take down. Because if you do it, let me just explain this first. The Russian websites take way longer to come down, or they never come down, simply because it's Russia. Like they don't care. The laws, not even just Russia, Eastern Europe, the laws are a lot more lackluster with, websites. So it'll stay up for longer, but the problem is it will get flagged up. And it also depends on the quality of your leads. Your leads being the phone numbers that you're sending the messages to. Are these leads, let's say you're sending out a Barclays spam. Are all of these leads Barclays customers? Is every single one of them Barclays customers? Because that increases the chances of your website not being detected as a phishing website for longer. Because if people are, let's say you send out 10,000 texts, if only 2,000 of those people are Barclays customers, 8,000 people have received a bugs message, people are going to report it, bro. And they're privy to this now. They're shutting down websites quickly. And with the ones that are hosted in Eastern Europe, things like that take longer to take down, or they can't take down, they'll end up getting flagged up. So when you click on it, it will say, do not go on this website. This is not a trusted website. Or, there'll be some sort of warning. Or, mobile networks will block it. They'll block it. Internet service providers, they'll block the website so you can't actually go onto the website. And for websites hosted in like the UK or Europe or America, it won't last as long. Like those websites' lifespan is like 2 days max, like 2 days, That's why once you get the website up and running and you send out their messages, it's only a matter of time before it comes down, especially if you're using a UK hosting platform, which, is hard. I don't know how you can remain anonymous while hosting on one of these UK platforms or EU or US one. It's a lot more difficult, but the website will be taken down relatively quickly. But once you've got what you want, you've sent out 10,000 texts, 20,000 texts, average is like 10,000 texts, good quality leads, you get a bunch of info that you need, bro, bang, And even using the information, bro, there's endless ways you can use information. If you get someone's login, 80% of people have the same exact password for every single website they use. So you can try get into other websites, you can try get into this. But a lot of the time now, these details, this information ain't even good use to you unless you've got an insider at a mobile phone shop, And I think a guy got bagged. I think a worker at Vodafone got bagged not long ago or something like that. They got sentenced they got caught out at their job because they were, like duplicating SIM cards, but people will only get their insiders to do those things. I mean, if they're idiots doing it for small amounts, you're an idiot. But if you find a golden victim, a victim who's got a lot of bread, there's a lot to clean out, it's like, nah, this one's worth it. We can make like 20 grand off this person. Like that's usually when you get the insider involved. But everybody operates differently. But verification has improved a lot these days. So unless you're literally making sure the geolocation is patterned, making sure the IP addresses is patterned, doing all of these other things to click items, it's not gonna run, bro. It's not gonna run. Skipping is a thing of the past. It's been a thing of the past. I mean, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm legal. I'm legit. I've always been legit. Everything I've said in this video is for educational purposes only and for entertainment purposes only, because as you guys know, my name's Tankz, and this Tankz is a brand. You know, Tankz is an online character. So entertainment purposes only, guys. I've been saying this for years. You guys should know this by now. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to every single one of you. Hey.